I have no idea when my next race is. You know, I know everyone's asking me when I'm going to race next, and I would love to know too. But it's something that I believe in this process. I trust this process, and yeah, so I'm just waiting until Jerry gives the green light. I know Jerry, and I know that if he thinks he's we don't know when my next race is. You know, Jerry's very last minute, which we know. Yes, we got to do more bouncing. Jerry's very last minute, and just wait until I guess he thinks I'm ready to race, and then we'll kind of schedule in some races. So, you know, I know everyone's asking me when I'm going to race next, and I would love to know too. But it's something that I believe in this process. I trust this process, and yeah, so I'm just waiting until Jerry gives the green light. I know Jerry, and I know that when he thinks you're ready, you are ready. So I think that's something that's really exciting, and something I'm looking forward to. Yeah, I love being a part of the Bowerman Babes, and we're growing, and we've got some new team members, which is exciting. And I know that when I am running with them, and I know when I have them as teammates that I'm doing everything I can to be the best I can be, by having Jerry as my coach and them as my teammates. So, you know, it's really exciting. It's something that I have to put everything into, and I love it. I love finding my limits. I love pushing myself. I love challenging myself. And so for me, it's something that's really exciting and motivating. Wow, look at you climb that. I mean, look at Stan. He's very motivated too. He was determined to get on this physio ball. Now what are you going to do now that you're on it? You're going to stand. Sit is a better idea. Good boy. Yeah, I've never really used treadmills before, and so it's a new thing for me. And you know, a lot of people call the treadmill the dreadmill, but with the setup I have, it's been really nice, and it's actually been super nice in the winter when there's bad weather. It's been super nice when it gets dark out. I can train a little bit later. It's nice because Pat and I can both work out inside with Stanley, so a lot of times like both of us are doing a workout, and Stanley, we have him on the baby monitor, so it's been really nice that way.
I've been doing a lot of my afternoon runs on a treadmill just to keep my form in check, so I'm working on like a higher cadence, trying to just have softer feet to try not to get all the marathon miles to be really jarring, because I tend to overstride, and the treadmill is a really good check for me. Pat can get some video to look at. I can get off the treadmill if I need to and activate my glutes. So I really use my second runs as a form run a lot of times, and just trying to make sure that my form is good.
Yeah, people ask me a lot, you know, are you going back to triathlon? Are you still doing marathons? And yes, I'm still doing marathons. I think it's apparent that I haven't reached my potential in running, and I haven't reached my potential in marathons, and that's where my passion is. I want to challenge myself. I want to see what I can do. I've been down that path in triathlon. I've seen what I can do, and that doesn't excite me. So I'm still on the same path, and so people can stop asking. I will let everyone know if I change my mind. Looking back at the last marathon build, some of my favorite workouts were actually the long runs, and that's because they were the most challenging for me. I failed the most of those, and I really struggled on those the most. So for me, those are kind of my favorite workouts, because they were all fun though. Like, I also really enjoyed going on the track. Actually, I'm gonna change my mind, because there was one workout I really wanted to do in my marathon build in Chicago, and we didn't get to do it. And every week I was like, it's gonna be this week that we're gonna do it, and we never got to do it. And it was a ladder, so it was mile repeats, then mile repeats, 800 repeats, then 400 repeats. And I really liked that one. I liked being able to go faster as we progressed. It was on the track, very controlled, and that's probably one of my favorite ones. I think everyone likes to procrastinate, and I definitely have days when I'm pushing my run and it's, 30 minutes left of daylight and I know I have to get out the door because I'm going to be running in the dark. And, things that I think keep me honest are I keep a journal, and I know that every day when I write in my journal, I write down things that I do well and things that I could improve. And so I want to be able to write down as many good things as possible. So it's almost like getting a little sticker when you were little. If you did something good, you got a little sticker. And so for me, that's my little sticker, and that's kind of what keeps me motivated and focused. And I think, you have to remember your goals, and sometimes it's good. Like for me, if I'm doing an evening run, sometimes I want as much time as possible between the morning run and the evening run for as much recovery time in between those runs. So, a lot of times it's finding that balance, but then if you wait too long and you procrastinate, then it gets harder and harder with motivation. So for me, I think some big tips are write down what you want to do at the beginning of the day and just set a time that you're going to do it, and set an alarm or something, and when that alarm goes off, you just got to do it. A typical day in Portland in the winter it's rainy and it's about 40 degrees. And for me, I'll wake up and sometimes I'll stretch at home with Stanley. He likes to kind of do exercises with me now, which is kind of fun to see him do. And then I'll ride my bike to Nike, and even though it rains, I still like to ride my bike. It, I think, saves the environment. It's also a lot quicker for me to ride my bike. Nike is a huge campus, and sometimes where you park and then walking in from where you parked to the front door of the facility can sometimes take just as long as it would take me to bike all the way from my house to Nike. So for me, it saves time, it saves the environment, and it also kind of like gets the blood flowing a little bit before I go for my first workout of the day. So I ride my bike, I go to Nike, I do some more stretches, some activation, then I go for my first run. After my first run, I normally do some gym or core work and maybe a little bit of cross training, and then I will head home, have lunch, spend some time with Stanley, then we'll both take a nap, both Stanley and I. Then I have an afternoon run or another cross training depending on where I am in my training cycle. And then it's normally massage, a little bit more stretching, and then bed. Yeah, quality sleep is really important, and I pride myself in having some really good sleep hygiene. Something that I learned through one of my sponsors, actually, Sleep Number, is I've had some phone calls with them about sleep hygiene, and I also have a Sleep Number bed that is able to track my heart rate, my breathing rate, and how restless I was or how well I slept. And through that, I've been able to really have better sleep. And what I've done to have better sleep is I have no phone. So phone I put on airplane mode. It's supposed to be out of your room. I actually don't do that, but I just keep it on airplane mode at 8 p.m. My phone goes on airplane mode and I don't look at it until the morning. I have make sure my room is dark. I make sure it's cool. You actually sleep your best when your room is between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit, and so we actually keep it quite cool in our house at nighttime. And then we have it dark. We have some blackout blinds, and then I also have a fan for some white noise. So those are some of the things I do for good sleep hygiene. I think one of the biggest things is to have a routine as well. So for me, it's 8 p.m. every night, and I really don't stray from that. A lot of my teammates call me lame, and I know that there's sometimes like a joke going on when we have things at nighttime. If we go out to dinner or we go to some activity and people are always wondering who's gonna bail first, and it's always me. I always raise my hand and say I know I'm lame, but I gotta go home and go to bed. So those are the things that I think really help with having good sleep. When I first visited the Bowerman Track Club, my biggest fear was that I would get sick of running on campus. I thought, man, how do they just run in the same place every single day? Hi, sweetie. Oh, thank you. I really enjoy running on Nike campus. I thought it could be boring, like running in the same place every day, but I think it's because I have so many people to train with, and the runs actually go by really quick, and I actually prefer to run there. We actually moved so close to Nike, I thought I'd be running from home to Nike every day, and I don't, because I just enjoy running on campus so much. There's a lot of different locations. There's a turf field, there's a grass field, there is the track, there's Hollister, there's also a road loop that we do, so there's plenty of options, and even when we end up doing the same, if we end up doing the same thing every day, I still really enjoy it, and yeah, I think it's fun. Stanley, are you walking me like a dog? Woof, woof, that's right. All right, so Stanley is running around. I'm gonna spend some time with him, play a little bit, and then I'm gonna end the day with a massage and dinner. You ready for that, Stan? You gonna close the toilet? You wanna flush it first? Close it. Close it. Can you get it? Go, go. Good. All right, let's go out there and play. Good. Yeah.
Very good.
He's smelling.
Oh, good.